What's up everyone, and welcome back to another review where I cut out all the fluff and tell you exactly what you need to know to determine whether a game is for you. Each section will have a simple pass or fail rating, letting you know the good and the not so good. Today, we're jumping into the first Microsoft first-party release of 2018, Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is an online shared world pirate adventure game. And man, that is awesome to say out loud. You can play by yourself or with up to 4 players in co-op, and the game is cross-play between PC and Xbox One. You'll adventure through the open sea finding treasure, fighting other pirates who are actually other players, and doing quests to get more and more of that beautiful pirate booty. With the promise of additional content and updates, an ever-expanding world, and a ton we don't even know about yet, can Sea of Thieves live up to the hype and create a world where pirates stay for more than just a few months? Let's find out. You start Sea of Thieves by customizing your pirate, of which there are a few options which you can randomize to your liking. Then you're tasked with either setting out alone or with friends, which you can do with either your real friends or random people online. While you can play the game all the way through in single player, it isn't as enjoyable as it is in multiplayer. You oversee lifting the anchor, changing the sails, and steering the ship all by yourself. Sea of Thieves is really meant to be played with a crew, and when it is, the game is incredible. The ships are put in categories for crews of 1 to 2 people, 3 people, and as well as a full crew of 4. The smaller ships will allow you to move swiftly and nimbly through the waters and make quick escapes, while the massive galleon can ward off enemy pirates and hold more loot than the smaller ships. The main gameplay consists of taking a variety of different quests which charge you with things like finding buried treasure, solving pirate riddles leading to a sunken ship, finding animals in a limited amount of time, and battling hordes of skeletons to face down bosses. As you complete them, your rank grows with the various trading companies who provide the quests, and the quests become more difficult and complex to complete. Even if you're doing extremely high ranked quests though, a friend who just started can jump in and play with you no matter what their rank is. There are skull forts and other areas to raid, which will require lots of pirate crews to reach their vaults of treasure, and each island has its own unique feel and design. Your goal is to become a pirate legend, where you will get a legendary quest, legendary ship, a legendary hideout, and more. And of course, there's a ton more content being added to the game in future updates that we don't even know about yet. There's fighting other pirates, or players, as well. You can choose how to interact with each encounter, whether it's running away so you can avoid losing your treasure, fighting to the death and looting their ships, or even waiting until the dark of night and sneaking up on them. When you have a full crew, you will be juggling repairing the ship, steering, and loading and firing cannons, all which must be done at the same time. You can also customize the look of your character, and thus dress down to all look poor when really you can destroy almost anyone you come across, or vice versa of course. You can customize your ship as well, so you'll never be lacking with things to do and ways to play. With all that there is to do in Sea of Thieves, gameplay gets an incredible pass. The graphics in Sea of Thieves are absolutely excellent. The water is some of the best designs I've ever seen, and the waves and the underwater are breathtaking. The game has a whimsical and humorous feel, and the graphics perfectly emphasize that. Seeing your dorky friends fire themselves out of a cannon or run and throwing up after drinking too much is hilarious, even after multiple times. The world can be beautiful, scary, haunting, and solemn, and you'll never be taken out of the experience by bad graphics. The audio is great too. Each character has an instrument they can play at any time, which can lead to some hilarious comedic moments. The sound of water as you slice through it in your ship, the sound of the ship itself, hearing skeletons crawling towards you, and ship battles as cannons are fired and cannonballs whish past you are all so immersive. There's also proximity chat, meaning that if enemies are nearby, you will be able to hear them more the closer you get to them. This can make sneak attacks incredibly satisfying as you hear their plans, but they do not know that you are there. For graphics and audio, the game gets another strong pass. Whilst there are semblances of a story here, the real power of this game is that you and your friends are creating your own pirate story. The whole game is aimed at you exploring many different places, learning about the peoples and the history of the world, but more importantly, carving your own crew into that same world's history. Your goal is to become a pirate legend like many of the great pirates we know today, and to become a force to be reckoned with on the high seas. Because the plot is one you make, and can be different and dynamic for each person, Sea of Thieves gets a pass for its unique take on making your own story. Considering this is an online shared world, one which will continuously grow and which Rare has said will be receiving continuous content updates, this game is made with replaying it and finding every nook and cranny in mind. Bored with questing? Go fight some other pirates, find a skull fort to raid, wait until night and sneak attack your enemies, jump online with random players and mess around by throwing them in the brig. There's so much to do that if something starts to feel repetitive, you can switch it up and do other things in the game. But even then, with a variety of quest types, huge diversity in places to go and see, and the dynamic playstyle of a game where real people are sailing around at any time, there's always fun to be had. Of course, we will see where the game ends up a couple years from now, but as for today, Sea of Thieves gets a very strong pass for replay value and extras. I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but this game is the most fun I've had playing with other people in years. There was truly never a dull moment in many hours of play, and I think this is a game that almost anyone will have fun with. While it's a little less fun in single player, it's still a good time. However, if you only like single player games, I don't know that this game would necessarily be up your alley. Sea of Thieves is a joy to play overall though, so definitely a pass for fun factor. So for pros, this is some of the best co-op gameplay I've had in years. The exploration, there are so many islands, so many different places to go and things to see and things to solve that you'll just be playing this for such a long time trying to find everything. The graphics are whimsical, they're full of personality and character and humorous and fit this game style perfectly, and you're carving your own story. Everything that you do, everything that happens in this game is different than someone else's experience, and that's just awesome. Some of the cons are it's not as great in single player, and you definitely have a lot more to manage, a lot more to do, and it can be a bit more of a slow run, but you can play it all in single player, which I still think is cool. And while Rare has said there's going to be updates, we don't know exactly what's going to happen. We don't want this game to end up like Evolve, but it's possible that it could. So, should you buy, rent, or skip Sea of Thieves? Do yourself a favor and buy this game if you have any way of playing multiplayer, whether it's online with random people and that's what you're okay with, or with friends. If you have Xbox Game Pass, you get it for free. A game like this only comes around a couple of times in a decade, and the experience you will create in this game will be the kind you remember for years to come. Whether it's watching your friend fly out of a cannon only to slam into a cliffside, panicking as you try to get the water out of your sinking ship, or locking a mischievous crew member in the brig, this game is so packed with personality, character, content, and straight up fun that everyone deserves to play this game. Like I said, if you only play single player, I might not get it, but in any other situation, you owe it to yourself to get this game. I hope this review helped you to know what's best for you, and if you want to see more of these videos and a ton of other content, please hit the subscribe button and touch the bell so you can see whenever I make a new video, and don't forget to give that like button some love. Thank you all so much for watching, and let's continue creating the greatest community in the world.